students, my name is Shweta Dave, once again your language trainer, to tell you something about IELTS speaking. Yes, we are going to start on a series where we will be talking about the task 2 questions of IELTS, that is cue card questions, where majority of the students get stuck up. Yes, I have seen so many students facing problem with task 2 because in task 2 students have to speak at length. That is the reason that they are unable to speak, they fumble, they lack confidence, and so on. We are going to talk about it, but before we talk about it, I would like to share the PPT that says the format and what exactly speaking of IELTS is all about, criteria and so on. So let me take you to the presentation and let me start without wasting a minute. Here we are, and we are going to talk, as I said, on the test pattern, general speaking skills, do's and don'ts of IELTS speaking, criteria and scores and markings. So talking about the test pattern, IELTS speaking test will be completed in 11 to 15 minutes. It will not take a lot of time. Your speaking test will be on one fine day other than your LRW test. Maybe before your LRW or after your LRW. Talking about the format, as I said, it will be done within the 15 minutes of time. There are 3 tasks which is asked in IELTS speaking. In 3 tasks, task 1 is introduction, or I can say interview questions that are based on specific themes. You may be asked 6 to 7 questions where you need to answer within 3 to 4 sentence answer. That is, your answer must be 15 seconds of answer. In this question type, as I said, they will be asking you about the themes, theme-based questions, where there can be themes like tell me something about your accommodation, tell me something about your transportation, what is your favorite color, and so on. In this question type, there can be questions like, what is your name, where are you from? Here, the only rule is, in the whole IELTS speaking, the only one rule is that you cannot give one sentence or one word answer. It is compulsory to give answers at length. They are not going to check whether you are giving true answers or not. But yes, it is very important that you give a lengthy answer with your ideas and creativity. Talking about the task 2 question, you will have to talk for 2 minutes, and it would be a situation based questions where you'll be given a situation where you will be given 1 minute time to think, and you will be speaking for 2 minutes. In this question, let me give you an example. For an example, if they have asked you that talk about a birthday party that you attended last, there would be some sub questions like whose birthday it was, where it was, when it was, and how did you feel? So you have been given 1 minute time. In that 1 minute time, you can take notes. While taking notes, you can also read notes when you speak. So it is suggested to make more notes as possible, as well as you can take as short as possible notes to complete your 1 minute time. You'll be given time to speak for 2 minutes. Your answers would be recorded in a recorder, and here also you cannot pause. Other than 1 minute time, you'll not be given any time to think. If you are pausing for more than 3 seconds, your answers may be considered as a nullified one, or you may be fired a next question immediately, and the previous answer for which you took a time to think will not be considered, maybe. Okay, so you need to speak at length and There is no other thinking time other than task 2 question. Talking about the discussion part, task 3 will be follow-ups. Here you need to talk for around 10 to 12 sentence long answer, as you will be giving answer for in task 3. As I said, you will be speaking for 10 to 12 sentence answer, but here you have to give in general view. You cannot give your personal views or your personal ideas. For an example, as I said, it was based on task 2 questions. So task 2 question was the birthday party. So in task 3, they may ask you questions like how people in your country celebrate birthdays. Now, this answer you have to give a detailed answer, and you can say that, well, I am from India, that is a diverse country having many people with different cultures and caste. I have seen so many youngsters celebrating their birthdays by throwing parties, having dinner and dine with their friends and families. Whereas on the other hand, I have seen some old people who choose to celebrate their birthdays by some charity or donations. Similarly, there are different people having different choices of celebrating birthdays. Hence, individually, people celebrate the birthdays in my country. Okay, so this can be your answer for task 3 question. So this is all about the format. It depends on your way of speaking, how good you are speaking, and there are some criteria based on which you will be judged. We'll be talking about the same in our further slides. But one thing is pretty sure, that it totally depends on the examiner how many questions they will be asking in task 3. There are some students who are asked only 6 to 7 questions, whereas there are students who are asked 16 to 17 questions also. So be prepared for both the situation. What skills you need while you go for speaking in IELTS? First and foremost is English pronunciation. Yes, your pronunciation has to be very precise. You cannot wrongly pronounce anything, because pronunciation is one of the criteria also based on which you will be judged. The second part is fluency. Fluency is also one of the important criteria of IELTS speaking. So you need to have the skills of speaking at fluency. Third thing is confidence. I have seen so many people, they are introvert and they are not able to give the answers. They are not the witty answerers, and that is the reason that they face problems in IELTS speaking module. Fourth thing is grammar and vocabulary. Both the criteria are very important. Without grammar, without vocabulary, you will lack bands. If you want to have a high score, you need to have these 4 criteria must, that is pronunciation, fluency, grammar, and vocabulary. What you can do to enhance your speaking skills is you can read aloud, because your tongue needs to get habitual to speak English. And you can listen to the podcast, news, videos, everything which are available in English language that helps you to imitate what the listener or the speaker is speaking, and you be a very good listener, imitate the same thing, and you can try to speak in the same way. Some of the do's and don'ts that we need to follow in our IELTS speaking module is, firstly, we'll be talking about all the do's. You need to use contextual vocabulary. Now, what is contextual vocabulary is when you are talking about a specific topic, you should be having words related to that topic. For example, if I'm asked that, do you like traveling? Where have you been lastly? So I can say that, yes, I am a travel freak. I love exploring places. And lastly, I visited nowhere because of the pandemic. We are not allowed to travel, but soon I want to travel somewhere where I have not been before. So you can give this 3 to 4 sentence answer whenever you are talking about the topic. You need to use fillers, concessions, and connectors. Now, what are fillers, connectors, or concessions? Fillers, connectors, and concessions are the words that helps you to build complex sentence structure, that helps you to speak at length. For example, if I say, I live here, there is a market near my home. Rather than this, I can say, I live here where there is a market. However, I prefer to walk if I have to go somewhere nearby. So these were 3 sentences which were connected with each other through connectors. You can bluff and you can make your own stories. As I said, you need not be a true person over there. If you are asked the question that where are you from, you can definitely say that, well, I am from Bombay, which is one of the metro cities of Maharashtra. It is well known for developing a career. Hence, I love Bombay. So not necessarily you are from Bombay if you are speaking about Bombay. Okay. You should take notes as short as possible. As I said, take short notes. Fourth thing is make notes as short as possible. Talking about the notes, as I said earlier, keep it as short as possible. Maybe 1 word only. Maybe you can use short forms in that because that is your rough work and nobody is going to check it out. So if you're asked such a question like birthday, make a good mind mapping that will help you to connect your each and every sentences. You can write sentences like my friend's birthday, last Sunday, at a party launch, evening party timings, what were the cuisine, what were the activities, whether the gifts were allowed or not, whether you were given written gifts or not, talk about the cake, talk about the theme party or theme dance or discotheque or swimming pool party. These are so many different words that you can use while you're describing about a birthday party. Okay. Talking about the last point, be a very good listener to be a very good speaker. As I said earlier, in terms of skills, if you want to enhance your skill, you need to be a very good listener so that you can be a very good speaker. Talking about the don'ts part, do not pause for more than 3 seconds. Do not take time thinking in task 1 and task 3 of the speaking. You are not allowed to do so. Do not use short forms or contractions. I haven't mentioned contractions over here, but they are also informal way of presenting yourself. Don't, can't, shouldn't, yeah, nope, cause. No. Be very formal. Be very normal. Avoid to be true. It is okay if you are not able to relate your story with the question that is being asked to you. For an example, if they are asking that talk about a conversation you had with a stranger. Now we are in India. We are not allowed to talk to strangers, but it is okay. You can surely make a story. You can say that you visited a counselor for counseling, career counseling. And you can also say them that while I visited the career counselor, you had a conversation there, right? So you can mention such stories that is more innovative, that can be realistic and creative one. Do not say no to answer. You are not allowed to say that, can you please skip the question? Sorry, I don't know the answer. These sentences are not allowed. Rather than that, you can say negative answer in a positive way. I have heard from so many students that they are told that, ma'am, we are not allowed to answer no. It is not like that. Sometimes we are not Google. We won't be knowing each and everything. But there is a way to say no. For an example, if majority times students, specifically boys, when they are asked that talk about your hobbies, and they usually say that playing cricket is my hobby. Whenever I get chance from my routine, I choose to play cricket in my society. And the very next question comes to you is, what is the concept of pink ball in cricket? So not necessarily everybody might be knowing what is the concept of pink ball in cricket, but you can say that, well, I'm not a professional cricket player. I play cricket in my leisure time. Yet I think this concept might be new in cricket, as I am not aware about it. I will have to check for what exactly the pink ball is. But I think it would be a concept for playing cricket at night time. Due to the color of the ball might be visible at night. So this can be your answer. Even I don't know anything about pink ball for now, but this would be the reason that maybe pink ball might be used in the cricket. Do not rush, else you may fumble. I have seen so many students who speak answers very fast in the task 1, but as soon as they are asked task 2 questions, they are like, oh my God, how am I going to talk for 2 minutes in this question? So it is just like a kabaddi game. The pace with which you start speaking kabaddi, 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 and you have to follow it till the end. Similarly, the same pace you have to mention that you are using in your task 1, task 2, and task 3. Moving on towards the criteria, as I said, these are the basic 4 criteria based on which you will be judged on how fluent you are. Being fluent, you need to follow the pattern, that is coherence. You need to be in flow. If they are asking you the question that, may I know your name? Where are you from? You cannot say that, hey, I am from Ahmedabad, my name is so and so. No. Your name was asked first, and then where you belong to was asked. So you need to follow the same pattern. You need to tell them that, hello, my name is Shweta Dave. I am from Ahmedabad, that is the city with dense population. Okay. Talking about the next criteria, that is lexical resources. In lexical resources, you have so many things like vocabulary, you have contextual vocabulary. You need to avoid repetition of words. I have seen so many students who are facing problems with repetition of words. They will tend to repeat and, or, but, because actually they'll not stop their sentence and will have a lot of and. They also have habit of speaking, no, examiner doesn't know anything. So you cannot use such words. Such words are also repetition of words only. Rather than that, you can replace the words with moreover, addition of, despite of, no sooner than, but also, and so on. Third criteria is pronunciation. As I said, you need to pronounce the correct pronunciation. American and British as well as Australian pronunciations are accepted in IELTS, but it has to be correct pronunciation. For example, I have seen people over here saying jalapenos. It is not jalapenos, it is jalapenos. So make sure you pronounce correctly in your IELTS speaking. And the fourth most important criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. You need to be accurate in grammar, that is mainly with the tenses, sentence formation, articles, pauses, gestures, and postures. These are mainly 4 to 5 topics which will help you enhance your speaking scores in IELTS. Here you have the detailed information about the score, how your scores are being distributed, how you can score from 5 bands to 8 bands. Obviously, people will be seeking advisors how to score higher. Now, for students, you need to score minimum 6 bands or more than that. If you are applying for academic IELTS, if you're applying for general IELTS, you need to have minimum 7 bands in your speaking module. So you can check it out over here. What all points are important in fluency and coherence if you want to score 7 or above. You can take the screenshots of the slide and can read it in detail later on. Similarly, the same band score chart for lexical resources, how you can improve your lexical resources or how you can improve in each criteria gradually. So this is the chart that has been given to you for lexical resources. In lexical resources, if you want to improve your score till 8 or 9 bands, you need to use complex sentence structures, comparative sentence structure, variety of sentence structures, along with the contextual vocabulary and so on. Next is the pronunciation. In pronunciation also, you can improve yourself from 5 bands to 8 bands. You need to have the concepts like euphemism, intonations, correct pronunciation, phonetics, and so on to have the perfect pronunciation. And lastly, even improvement in grammatical range and accuracy, you need to use a fluent yet perfectly correct sentence formation with the correct tenses, articles, and so on. Thank you guys for your very kind attention, and for any queries or any updates regarding IELTS, PT or CELPIP, you can always contact us on aspiresquare.com or the numbers that are provided here. Thank you so much. I hope you loved my session and you will be ready to attend the next one. Thank you.